This is a clip from the Red Cow Arcade podcast.
So my kid, right? She and I play video games, and it's a joy. It's one of the joys of my life, playing games with this kid. We got an Xbox One down here. Got a Mario Maker is. We went to Washington D.C. recently, and the flight. Whenever there was downtime, Mario Maker for some reason is her thing. Maybe I should introduce her to Minecraft and destroy my life. But she seems to really she'll fantasize about some story while she's making the level. She'll be like, oh, she'll put mushrooms in the level, and she'll be like, those are toads, and the toads are captured by Cat Bowser or whatever. And then she'll tell me what the story is. And I try to beat the level. I actually get through her level quickly, and she's pissed. She's like, no, you're supposed to experience the narrative, motherfucker. You stay away from that flagpole. She'll put the flagpole way far away. So anyway, since she was probably about 3, so she'll be 5 in June, we've been watching Wreck-It Ralph, the first one. Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's not for us. It's got a very sad ending. Ralph Breaks the Internet. For some reason, Vanellope dumps Wreck-It Ralph. That's what happens. At the very end of the movie, she's like, I think we need to see other people, Wreck-It Ralph. And he's like, well, I can't just be friends forever. and he becomes a giant Wreck-It Ralph. And he's like, I just don't understand why we can't be together. It's very sad. It bums me out. I'm like, how come she can't just hang out with Wreck-It Ralph? Why does she have to leave him? Why does she always think the grass is greener in some other fucking video game? I take it personally. But Sugar Rush is a fake arcade game that they invented for Wreck-It Ralph 1. It's a Mario Kart style game that Sarah Silverman's character is the star of. And it's like a kart racing game that's all candy and treat themed. And in the movie, for those who haven't seen it, it gets taken over by a Call of Duty type game, or a first person shooter game, where these these cyborg bugs invade Sugar Rush. It's very funny. And she was always like, is there a Sugar Rush game? Is there a Sugar Rush game? Is there a Sugar Rush game? And I was like, there must be. There must be a mobile version of it. You don't invent. And I mean, they did a great job inventing a fake game. I was like, you don't go through all that trouble to make a fake game and then not release it, right? There's really not. There's some fan version. There's a PC thing that a fan made. And then there's Disney Infinity. They have a component of the game that is Sugar Rush. And I promised my child that we would play that Sugar Rush track one way or another. Now, I'm aware of what Disney Infinity is because I've been to Target in the past 7 years. And I see these amiibos for Disney. There's 3 of them, right? There's Skylanders, there's Nintendo amiibos, and there's Disney figures. I remember they went really crazy with it right around The Force Awakens too. So 2015, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
You would see the Hulk, you'd see Iron Man, you'd see Anakin, you'd see, Yoda. I was like, God damn, they have Maleficent. They have a one of these for every single character.
Well, yeah, Skylanders was the one to do it. And that was insanely popular for a hot second. And then anybody else who tried it failed.
So I knew that there would be some gouging, some you got to buy toys to play the game or whatever. But so I remember about 2 years ago, I went on Xbox One and I was like, okay, this is where the confusion starts. See, I can navigate the internet and I can navigate products, right?
I already feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. So I'm like, all right, which one is it? Well, there's Disney Infinity 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. As far as I can tell, it's in the 3.0 game. Try to download it off of Xbox One. They say it's not currently available. Licensing. I give up on it for 1.5 years. I get it in my head. I'm playing my 360 upstairs. We've been getting a little bit more use out of the 360 because it's got some Sonic games. And I'm like, oh, look at that. It's available for 360. And Disney Infinity 3.0, I think that's the one with Sugar Rush. It's available online. You can download it for $30, right? So I do. Anytime I've ever downloaded a game off of Xbox 360, if it's compatible, it's available on my Xbox One for free. So I eventually, a couple of days later, I downloaded it down here, $30 all over again.
What?
When I could have bought, I think I could have bought one game. Maybe not though. I think there's an Xbox One edition and an Xbox 360 edition. I think that's what's going on. But as far as I can tell, they're identical games, identical.
It's on the Wii U as well. If you feel like buying it again.
Yeah, and the reason I didn't was because I wanted to download a digital version, but there's nothing digital about this experience. That's my stupid call. So what do? So I downloaded it on the 360. I boot it up. I'm like, let's see, maybe we can find Sugar Rush in here somewhere. Lucasfilm logo, as if Phantom Menace is, the Gungas are going to come out of the swamp like from the first trailer. And I'm like, oh, for a moment I think like, did I download the Star Wars version of this? Is there like there's already brand confusion, but then Marvel comes up and I'm like, oh, okay. They thrust me into, I'm Anakin and I got to rescue some droid. Like, oh, so I got to play like a level as Anakin. And it's actually pretty fun. It's like a cool Star Wars game, almost like a little bit of a throwback. It controls well. You can do, there's force push, there's force jump, there's lightsaber. I'm like, oh, this is neat. And then they rip it from me about 3 minutes later. And they make me play, what was the next thing? Inside Out, I think. So now I'm Joy from Inside Out and I got to do a small mission and I complete that. And then I'm Mickey and Minnie in a car and I got to drive around as Mickey and Minnie in a car away from Donald. And then they're like, the magic of Disney. And they give me the splash screen and they're like, welcome. You just played the demo. I'm like, okay, did I download a demo accidentally?
A $30 demo.
One of those $30 demos.
I'm just not feeling confident about where we are. So it says like right away, it's just throwing errors at me. It's just like, you're not online. The service is not currently available. Your Microsoft sign in is not activated. It's not linked with your Disney account. How come you haven't linked it with your Disney account? I was like, Jesus Christ, how many of these can I cancel out of? And I recognize it's like a 7-year-old game. So I assume that like many online services have gone out to pasture.
Yeah. Next year it'll be like, where's the fucking eShop on Wii U?
Sorry, you're offline. Sorry, you guys sign in. Change your password. Get a 6-digit pin.
Get a Nintendo Switch.
And I'm like, oh, cool. It says press start to play. And you know what it tells me? You know what it tells me? It says you cannot play this game without the power base plugged in. Go get a power base.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh, you need the fucking toy.
You need the toy.
And I realized like
you pay $30 so that you can pay for the toys.
So I go, God damn, I'm not gonna let my $30 investment go to waste. So I'm gonna buy it. So I start looking online and I'm trying to figure out which one's the right one. They're all USB. So I figure they all look identical. They got USB. Okay. I think even for Wii U, it's a USB one. So we go, you know what we'll do? I'm gonna go to the flea market. This is perfect flea market fodder right here. Who knows what we're gonna find at the flea market. So we go to the random flea and I know right away there's a wall in the back right of amiibos. There's always Smash Brothers amiibos and that kind of thing. So like they got to be over there. And there's nothing. There was a Mulan one, and I was like, I don't think so.
Don't think I can sell that to go.
I don't think so. Gloria hasn't really got we haven't watched Mulan yet. So I go up to there's a guy selling a bunch of Nintendo stuff, and I go, hey, do you have the power base for Disney Infinity 3.0? And the dude goes, like, uh-oh. And he goes into a bag and he starts like sorting through shit and he takes out exactly what I saw online. And I go, oh, is this for Xbox? And he goes, I realized the guy is like a mute or something. Like he actually he couldn't speak. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't mean to laugh at the guy, but there was something going on, but he was like fully cognitive. He could hear everything I was saying. He couldn't speak. And this is a problem because I need to make sure I buy the right power base. So I'm showing him the internet one and he's going like, Now, well, we'll get there. I buy it for $5 cash. He does this to me. I go to like this toy store area and I'm like talking loudly about it, hoping that the vendor will be like, Disney Infinity, we got plenty of that. So I'm like, I sure hope we find some Disney Infinity in this place. and sure enough, he's like, we have Skylanders. I'm like, no. And he goes, oh, we actually have some over here. And he's got Loose, Anakin, Hulk, Iron Man, Rapunzel. Perfect. Rapunzel is in a purple dress. That's what we need. She wants to play as somebody in a purple dress. And then he goes, oh, by the way, do you want a free one? Maleficent here doesn't have a head, but it'll work in the game. And I was like, that's genius, actually. I don't need the toy to work, you know. But immediately it becomes evident that like Gloria is really gonna love the toy element of this. They got us. They got us.
And when I was working in a shop, they always sold them. They were all over the back wall. So yeah. I just picked them up for my little sister, you know, like on like the way home and stuff. And then eventually, my mum has bought this game, and it's got this stupid grey plaque that they stand on. And there's 3 versions of it in the house because they don't all work with the same thing.
This is how it goes. So we get home. I go, all right, I plug it in to the 360. Nothing lights up. Nothing. I'm Googling, how does it work? And there's just nothing. I go on the back and I read in the finest possible print, the smallest that is legal. Something that the man at the flea market could not point out to me. Xbox One. And I'm like, oh, they're not cross compatible. And I look it up. They're like, that you need to buy an Xbox 360 one for Xbox 360, and you need an Xbox One for Xbox One, which would also explain why the game was, you had to buy the game separately. So no worries. I go downstairs and I plug it into the Xbox One, get it going. I'm the Hulk. I'm hulking out in the game. She's Rapunzel. Everything's cool. We don't link our Disney accounts because there's no such thing. I actually try. The 2-player thing. We'll get into the 2-player thing. But we start the game. Remember, I played those cool action levels earlier as Anakin and whatever. So I was like, yeah, like more of that. They're like, welcome to the Disney Toy Box. Come on by and dress yourself anytime you want. Just ask somebody what you should dress as. Or come over here if you want to learn about combat. Learning about combat could be, come here if you want to learn about kart racing. But there's no actual games. There's a little bit. There's like a little, they're like, do you want to go to the Speedway part of the toy box? And I'm like, maybe. They're like, do you want to save right now? And I'm like, I don't know yet. It's like all the context menus are so confusing. And Gloria's getting distracted. She's to go into her house and paint. They're like, did you know you can paint your house? Click A or press A if you want to paint the whole goddamn house. And she does. And I'm like, surely this is not the game. They're like, that's the arcade. You can go online, except the online service is down. So I quickly realized, you know what this goddamn game is? It's an auto-generated sandbox, because whether you go to like the combat area or the racing area or whatever, they never like give you like a fully realized game. They give you like, it'll auto generate like a level using assets. And then it will be like, here, drive around in the assets. That's what it is.
That's it.
That's it.
There's no like level.
And then I'm like, okay, on the power base, right? There's 3 slots. There's 2 circles for your player 1 and 2 characters. And then there's a goddamn diamond. I said, what's that diamond?
Oh no.
That's the game, diamond. You got to go buy some diamonds.
Why can't you download the diamonds?
And so I'm searching for like, here, I'll give me the diamond pack for $200. I'll do it right now. There's no such thing. So I'm on, my stupid ass is on eBay, and I realize I'm like, where is Sugar Rush? This whole thing has been a hunt for Sugar Rush. And I'm looking, and they're like, it's in the Speedway toy box. And I'm like, what's a toy box? I don't know what your reserved terms mean. Never felt older in my life.
And it was like going boomer circles.
Totally. It really is. It's what our dads must have felt when they were shopping for shit at Christmas time.
Like, what do you mean I got the Game Gear version? It's like, no, Dad, there was a Genesis version and a Game Gear version. You got me the Game Gear version. I want the Genesis version.
Oh my God. And so I realized that a toy box is something you buy. and you put it on the diamond. And there's one called the Speedway toy box that I bought for $5 on eBay. And it gives you 6 tracks, a Sugar Rush one, a Halloween Town one, a Dunes of Tatooine one, whatever. It's actual games, what I would consider to be something of a game. And I got it in and we played Sugar Rush, and she has played it on loop. She loves it. It is, it's like fairly faithful to the Wreck-It Ralph movie, and we finally got there. But I have one last thing to bitch about. She wanted to play 2-player. There was no playing 1-player for her. There was no this kid. She doesn't let me be a bad parent. She doesn't let me hand her a controller and then let me fuck off on my phone. She'll be like, Dad, how do you do the thing? It's like I have to be fully engaged. So she wants me to play 2-player. So I'm like, all right.
And we're probably saying really funny stuff on the Discord too, and you have to.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, come on. I attended my badges. It says press start to join for a 2-player to join. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm used to. And then they're like, yeah. You have to log in as somebody. You got to have your own Microsoft account if you're going to play 2-player. Yeah. So we're logged into the Xbox as me, as with my username. And then I'm like, so I need to make a Gloria account. Yeah. I have to make a Gloria account. And this is like not the first time in my life she's needed an email address. There's been a couple of times like with, like giving her, like we have a beat up iPad that we've been using for games. And it's like, it doesn't make sense to like log in as myself after a little while. So like she has a Gloria at redcowentertainment.com that goes to me.
That's funny.
And yeah, sign up for an Xbox account, put in her birth date. They're like, oh, that's a kid. So who's the parent? So but actually, to their credit, there's all these cool defaults that were like she couldn't do like any online aspect to it, aside from the fact that these are retired services. Anytime she attempted to do anything online, they like sent my phone like a approval. Some stuff was just outright banned for like minors. And so they actually had it pretty good. But it was a big project to get the second player up and running, to get like a Gloria Xbox account. But God damn it, we did it. And we did it on the 360. So both systems are Sugar Rush ready. And I'm probably, how many hundreds am I in? I don't know. I'm probably about $100 into the endeavor.
Well, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things on eBay have been like ballooning in price since the pandemic. So.
Yeah, this chintzy stuff is pretty, doesn't seem like anybody's nostalgic yet for it. Seems like I'm just wicked late to it.
Yeah. Well, Glow's finally the right age for something like that. So.
It's one of the coolest things about having kids, though, especially for those of us who enjoy pop culture, video games. It's like there is some stuff I would never have played Disney Infinity ever in a million years. It's kind of like a fun little challenge, now
you're a master of it.
yeah. If anybody needs help, I can certainly support them. Like we were watching she was watching the Tinkerbell CG movies on Disney Plus today. I would never have I remember being like, did they make like 5 Tinkerbell movies? And now I'm like somewhat, I can tell you about the Great Fairy Rescue and the Pirate Fairy and all that stuff. I think it's fun. It's a fun excuse to like explore other areas of pop culture that I might not otherwise. Dan, you said your sister has played Disney Infinity?
Yes. Well, she wound up with just like bags of the toys. So they, of course, you get like a set, you get these diamonds and stuff, but they, they are good. She was at an age, she wasn't that fussed about playing the game, but she just wanted to be the character and run around and stuff. So, it was good for that. But yeah, no, they are, it's a solid game, and you can try on, I don't know, a lot of different characters and like franchise and stuff that
can you call it a game? It's more like you install the core and then you buy many sub games.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. It's as soon as you said you were downloading it, it's like,
Why?
this is going nowhere good. But yeah, no, again, it's yeah, no, it's fine. It's like Moon Knight in many ways. in that it's fine.
In its utter fineness. I don't think it is fucking fine. I think I went through a lot of hell. I don't think I came to the end of it and was like, that was fine. Like the meme with the dog and the fires. Although I'll say this, I don't know how like tempted you guys are to buy DLC for the games that you love. I mean, if you love the game enough and they release a little bit more of it for $10, it's like kind of a no-brainer a lot of the time. But now that I have developed the complex infrastructure for this game, I am kind of more incentivized to be like, all right, what are some of these other toy boxes we could buy? And, it's kind of like once you've established the baseline, it's sort of cheap from there to buy more of the game, but it is very microtransaction-y, and it's kind of that, but it's kind of gone away, hasn't it? Are they still doing this for Switch, this toy shit?
Well, they do. Amiibos still come out. They barely do anything. I think just they know, like people like me would buy them. So they'll be like, I want Metroid with Samus, and she's got the robot, and then you're like, yeah, there's enough. Do you buy them? No, I don't. But there's enough of people like similar to me that would, like, make that impulse purchase.
Because we all three of us will make a dumb purchase. Like Dan was saying, like he bought like a complete inbox like Zelda 1 and was kind of like afterwards had a little bit of buyer's remorse. He was like, I don't know why I bought this.
Yeah, no, but then I bought Zelda 2 and I felt much better.
Like, well, now at least it makes sense.
Yeah, it's got a friend.
He was lonely. I felt bad for him.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.